Access to justice. Ladies and gentlemen, Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "Injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere." I've come to tell you a story. This is a story of many stories. On May 21, 2019, 21-year-old Odell Sherman was found unconscious, allegedly in an unfinished building, and was later pronounced dead. At the hospital, she was registered under an assumed name, even though the person of interest had had contact and was familiar with Ms. Sherman. Interestingly, the unfinished building where Ms. Sherman was found also belonged to this person of interest. In the post-mortem examination conducted by the pathologist, in his final report, he concluded that Ms. Sherman had died as a result of a blunt force trauma of the head, consequence of fall. Since that autopsy report, police failed to find the underlying reason or reasons behind the blunt force trauma of the head. There remains so many questions. How could a healthy young woman walk approximately over 4 minutes home and just drop dead? What were the reasons to register her under an assumed name when this person of interest was familiar with Ms. Sherman? The only answer that I can give is that Ms. Sherman was denied access to justice. In 2013, an all-girls academy was established for the most vulnerable girls of the streets and the slum communities of Monrovia. This school was named More Than Me. The charity organization would raise millions and millions of dollars for its projects in Liberia. However, in 2014, about 10 of the girls between the ages 10 to 16 reported that they had been constantly, repeatedly raped by a man named McIntosh Johnson. McIntosh was in charge of the recruitment of the girls from the slum communities and the streets. He was presented as the co-founder of More Than Me. As the victims and their families told their stories, the organization would do all it could to cover up the crimes of McIntosh. They placed responsibility anywhere but with the organization. During his trial, his defense presented a case that the girls were dishonest and sexualized. As a result, there was a hung jury. McIntosh consequently died in prison of HIV and AIDS. In the months to follow, a number of the girls reported being HIV and AIDS positive. Some of the girls returned to the streets. There remains so many questions. How could this organization fail to protect the girls they came to protect? Why was McIntosh left in charge with very little supervision when the signs were apparent? In 2019, 2,708 cases of gender-based violence were reported across Liberia. 2,240 cases reported in 2020. 1,761 cases reported in 2021. That is why, at Paramount Young Women Initiative, we want to provide safe home for victims and legal aid to victims and their families. We believe now is the time to protect our young women and girls from sexual, gender-based violence and abuse. Help us help them. Ladies and gentlemen, before I take my seat, permit me to leave you with these words by Audre Lorde. I am not free, while any woman is unfree, even when her shackles are very different from mine. Thank you.